Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's up, KK? Hey, Mel. Yes, finally. Yep. Hey, Joe. Joe Mama. What's up? Awesome seeing you guys at Robert Wallace's live stream. Listen, on that last shovel scene, he hit some grungy, cool stuff in the beginning of that. I hope he re-listens to that and capitalizes off of that because it was really cool. It was cool. Man, he's getting pretty good on that shovel, I gotta say. It's fun. Oh, and Leighton Jess, you are here. Holy smokes, you did make it. What's up, North Carolina girl? You and your chickens? You got some chickens up in North Carolina, do you? Yeah, straight up farm, Jess. And Linda Dubose. If I said that right, correctly. She's been in the last bit of streams. Nice to see you, Linda. Nice to see you showing up and coming. There's really nothing on YouTube right now, right? I mean, that's what I've been noticing. I've been running out of things to watch, like things of substance. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys are like hooked into multiple very cool channels. Maybe you are. Me, not so much. Well, I am, but it just kind of feels like everything is just kind of grinding to a general, just not a halt, but it's grinding to a like, okay, we're here. Now we're here. And now we're going to look forward and we're going to see what happens. And that's fair. That's fair, right? Totally fair. Well, Linda, you're here and you must be awake. So that's all I can say. Anybody that comes here and sticks around here is awake. So, and there's many people that are awake that aren't here. But if you're here and you're participating and coming to the live streams, chances are you're probably awake. And that's all good because we are too. You know, I heard an absolutely amazing interview today. But it was something that I picked up in a stream or in a interview that was done today, real time, with this guest. And I started reading into the chat, and people started talking about, you know, this guest that the person was interviewing. This was on a major network. It was on Fox. And they started talking to her, and so in the chat, I I read what he wrote, and he said, "Hey, if you really want to like hear all the incredible things that have happened in this woman's life, you should go listen to this interview." Okay, so I did. The interview was 3 hours and 39 minutes. And it felt like that. The whole interview is amazing. It really is. Her name is Lara Logan, Lara Logan. And the interview I watched was on a YouTube channel simply titled Mike Ritland, Ritland, Mike Ritland. Lara Logan. What a great interview. I mean, there's lots of dark shit in this interview. If you are of the faint of heart, don't watch the interview. Don't listen to it. But she is so articulate. She's beautiful also. Very, extremely beautiful. Beautiful woman. And her story is just knuckin' futz. It's crazy, man. She is just a trooper. So I wanted to get that out. I made some notes. Thanks, Ralph. I made some notes. And now I'm crossing those out because these are things that I'm supposed to. Yeah, I wrote down 3.5 hours. I want to make sure I prepped you. It's a long interview, but it's great. It goes quick. Oh, I see. KK says, "We love you, Jess." Yes, Jess, we does. We do. We do. A group of like-minded individuals that want good things for everybody. Everybody be cool with each other. We have an opportunity with this president to set the record straight of what I think we know. We were brought up, at least, to believe that there's a common law. There's a law to decency. There's a law to everything. And when you've been raised in parts of the United States, you have grown up with that on your heart, no matter where you are in the United States. Well, it turns out it goes further than the United States. It goes into many countries. The spirit of truth goes everywhere. But it is because of the American story, the ideology behind this country and our forefathers, the framers of the Constitution. I I would have never said the framers of the Constitution until all this impeachment shit started happening. But it feels great to say it. The framers of the Constitution. I would say they wrote the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights perfectly. Perfectly. Now, at this point in time in life, the Democrats are trying to have their way with it. It's beautiful, the job that Mitch McConnell thus far has done with the transferring, will you say, of the impeachment articles from the House to the Senate. He is done very masterful in his very slow tone and articulate way. Mitch McConnell he is a wolf in sheep's clothing. This man knows law. He is the reason, I don't know if you guys remember this, but back when Obama was in, after Justice Antoine Scalise had been dying of a heart attack on a hunting expedition, they had to fill that seat. Mitch McConnell cited a rule because it happened going into the final year of Obama's term before he had to run for his reelection. Or how'd that go? It was a rule that a president could not appoint a Supreme Court justice going into an election year. That's what it was. And he exercised it. And the beauty of that at the time when he did that was that he used the Democrats' rule, and they're the ones that made that rule into law. And he used that to guard Merrick Garland, a very leftist judge, from going into the Supreme Court. It pissed off a lot of libs. Man, they were so mad at Mitch. But I tell you that to tell you that Mitch McConnell is the right man for the job right now. He handled the information moving forward from the House into the Senate so far masterfully, like a mouse. Like a mouse. He absolutely has. And I think the way that this is set up, people are very much, their inner sensory feelers are out right now. They know that something's up. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the people that are just starting to wake up. Like I shared the story. I think that's a Republican. Someone told me, right? Yeah. The tide is shifting. these waves of truth that have been grinding, that are just time solidifies the truth. So even though they go off in different directions all the time and try to just build that narrative against Trump, the tide has turned. People, honestly, that are any kind of intellectually, what's the word? Any kind of intellectual integrity within them, black and white, spade a spade, call it as you see it, any number of things like that. If you can put those glasses on as a Democrat and just start looking at what has happened, what has developed, what have they thrown at President Trump? All of this is happening, the impeachment. Nobody's talking about the 2+ year investigation by Robert Mueller. I've heard it pronounced like 3 different ways. That's why I fumble on his last name. It looks like Mueller. But I've heard Mueller. I've heard millions of things. But they've gone through this, right? They have gone through a humongous investigation with Mueller to nothing, right into the impeachment. 48 days. The impeachment from the start of the investigation until they impeached him was 48 days. They jumped all over him and said, we can't allow this to go on. He threatens everything about our way of life. In other words, Trump is a loose cannon. He's a loose cannon. Everybody says it. Says he's a loose cannon. I would say his cannon is perfectly strategically pointed at the enemy, and they know this. So he goes through this investigation. They immediately jump it into the next phase because they're just not going to let up. Congressman Al Green came out and said, we have to impeach him or he's going to win. Maxine Waters, what a horrible individual, by the way. Her. Impeach 45. What a disgusting individual. And she's in good company with other disgusting individuals like Pelosi and Schiff. Pelosi, Schiff, Maxine Waters, the YQ Maxine. I always call her the YQ. A little pencil neck. Adam Schiff. He buys the smallest shirts and his collars are still too small. Oh no, they're too big. All right, you get my point. I was just, ad-libbing a little bit of President Trump. Turned out horrible. I'm sorry. But all of this, right? Yes, Linda, that little pencil neck. Okay. Everybody is waking up. And by everybody, I mean what's important. The black vote is drastically, detrimentally against the Democrats, has turned towards the Republicans. I mean, listen, the only way that they're going to take this next election from Trump is through voter fraud. I think that this plan offers the solution to that. I think they've seen it coming. What's up, Great Informer? Nice to see you. We've been told for quite some time we're watching a movie. And more comforting than even that, for quite some time, we've been told that patriots are in control. If you think about it from the standpoint that if the patriots are in control and they know that everything has to move forward into the future, what it means, patriots are in control, is that they're not the ones that are creating what you're hearing in mainstream television. They are guiding. They are the rudder moving forward. They're guiding where the information goes. They are guiding how it's distributed. And I don't mean, of course, CNN, MSNBC, they got their talking points, but everything has been set up to this point to take out all of the, not all, that's hyperbolic, a shitload of the leaks that were happening and going out to the news media have been shut down. I don't know if you can ever completely shut it down, but I will say the things that do get leaked are probably leaked on purpose. Communication has been shut down to the deep state players. They are flying blind. No radar, no telemetry data, none. They're flying quite blind. They have run out of ammunition or damn near close. And that should tell you guys to wake up and really be ready to claim what's about to happen before your eyes. It's conceivable that this could be 6 months. If I'm going to look inside myself and say, what does this really mean? How much more can people take? How much more has to be exposed before shit heads roll, all that kind of stuff? Man, I say we got 2 weeks here through the impeachment trial. We start getting some John Durham investigations. I'm told Comey, you guys have all been told or seen, Comey has had he's had allegations thrown at him that have been filed. What is it, right? I mean, he's he's being indicted or whatever. Pardon me. So he's being indicted, or he's being brought up on charges. Look at that shitbag Michael Avenatti. That guy went to go to a hearing for the board, and he got rearrested, and the judge is holding him in a California jail without bond, no bond. For this guy that the left was toting as much as a year ago as the guy that can take out Trump. This guy's being held in jail with no bond. The slime bucket, Michael Avenatti. He is such a shitbag. Terrible individual. Terrible individual. It's okay. The deep state swamp is full of many terrible individuals. Patriots got this. They got this. So, well, I was going to say this last, but I'll say it right now because I guess I kind of built to it, and then I'll go back to this. It's cliche. I'm going to say it. Trust the plan. We have no reason not to. It's going to be a crazy week, you guys. It's all going to start coming out. Patriots are in control. That's also off many Q drops. We've been told many times, trust the plan. We've been told many times, Patriots are in control. Back to my point of they are guiding the direction of how this is going. They're not making the information that comes out completely in their favor. They're steering it in the direction they want, and thereby imploding their enemy, right within themselves. The deep state has done nothing but implicated themselves over and over and over and over again. Great Informer wants me to get off the mic and interact, I think, with the chat. I'll do that. I'll go into this point in a minute. But I will finish up that thought that I was just talking to you about by pray, have faith, and believe. Because this is good versus evil, right? Good versus evil. Great Informer says Beto O'Rourke beats himself up for losing a fight. Beto O'Rourke beats himself up for being Beto O'Rourke. That dude needs to fill his 3-foot space with uppercuts and punch himself silly. What a disgusting douchebag that was. They tried to force feed into the American public. What a complete joke. What a complete fraud was that bucktooth piece of poo. Yeah, he was. Joe says, serious question. So forgive my ignorance, but can Pelosi be impeached with what she has done? I don't know if impeach is the right word. She can be arrested, like, once the information comes out. I think, I'm not completely sure how the impeachment term works. I know that judges can be impeached, and a president obviously can be impeached. Yeah, you know what? Now that I kind of work it out as I talk to you, Joe, yeah, I think she can be. Yeah, I think totally she can be, actually. Now that I kind of talked myself through it a little bit, yeah, she can be impeached. And they have already been talking about taking down Trump and Pence together. They're trying to get that fire started, trying to tie Pence into knowing about Trump, offering whatever they're offering, the quid pro quo that never happened, the blackmail that never happened, any of it never happened, but yet they impeached him on 2 articles that are not high crimes nor misdemeanors: obstruction of Congress and obstruction of power. Is that what it was? I think that is what it was. Abuse of power. Abuse of power. I'd sign that petition, Linda, who says that there's a petition to impeach Pelosi and Schiff, and I would add some names to that if I could. Yeah, I would. Joe Mama, she would have to get impeached in the House first. And I doubt there are enough Democrats to get a super minority vote. I did completely 100% do not understand that answer at all, Great Informer. At all, I don't. I pride myself on understanding these types of things, but that I do not get. No offense. Somebody just get out of there. No, Joe's not ignorant at all. Oh, geez. Okay. Thanks, KK. Make an old man blush. That's really nice. Thanks. Do it again. Oh, go ahead, Great Informer. Jeez, you think you're going to offend anybody in this chat? Let it out. Let's hear it. I like super inappropriate. If it's over the line, I won't block you. I'll just tell you it's Like, too far. But no, you come at it. We want to hear it. Michael Avenatti is just, it's just such a funny story. I mean, this guy was booked on everything. Everything. That avatar just looks like, what are those candies? What are they? It looks like a candy no one would eat. There'd be like 4 of them in the bottom of the candy box, and they would all be green and have that face on them. And people be like, "I'm not eating that one. What is that?" It's not jujubes. What are those stupid things? If you got some loose fillings, it could yank them out too. It serves a dual purpose. I forget what they're called. Well, hello, Pat Martinez. I did not, but as you sit here, I will hit the refresh on the Q drops right now and take a peek. Nice to see you, Pat. Nice to see you. Oh my. Okay. So it looks like an hour ago or so, hour and a half ago, Q dropped and said, all in caps, the Great Awakening Q. That's pretty cool. And then there is the next Q drop, which happened 12 minutes after that post. And these are the first posts that have hit since December 29th of 2019. So what do we got? 29th, 30, 31st, 19, 20, 21 days. 21 days to the day later. And the first post is the Great Awakening, all in caps, Q. Now the next one says it's a captured Q drop from January 21. Okay. That's, for me, it's already the 20th. Tomorrow, not tomorrow when I wake up, but the next day will be the 21st. But Q captured this shot from January 21, 2018. And it is the Q drop that says, all in caps. This whole thing is in caps. It says, the shot heard round the world. The Great Awakening. A week to remember. Q. Okay. I guess we'll see what's up, right? That's a huge point into, I guess, the direction of where this goes next. I mean, it really, truly feels, God, I say this so much. Well, I have over the last 2 years. But with these drops right here, thank you, by the way, Pat Martinez. I appreciate that because I did not see them. I did check them earlier today. I admittedly don't check them every day since the 29th, just because most of my research comes from channels that follow Q, and that's, I've never been shy about saying that. And then I like getting the Q drops because it just helps me follow along. But I do check them probably every other day. And these are great. These are great for us to see and get right now. It's like a little shot of adrenaline saying, hey, we still hear you, we still see you, and here's where the plan is. Here's where it's going next. That's an attaboy from Q just saying, hey, you know what? I'm just checking in. Wasn't even a whole lot that was said other than the Great Awakening, which is something that we were talking about just a little bit earlier. People are waking up, right? People are waking up. It's supposed to be the fun part of it. So I was a little nervous about what's coming up here in Virginia. Jerry Nadler is a fat, terrible individual who probably hates his life, the great informant. All these deep state POSs, every one of them. You know, they never thought that the day would come that's coming quick. None of them ever thought. They will be watching the cell door slam in front of their face going, what the hell happened? How did I get here? Hello, we were working for the global elitists that run the structure of the world. How is it I'm in this jail? Or how is it I'm swinging from this rope? Or how is it I'm eating the cyanide tablet because I'm about to go down for all the shit that I actually did? Sorry, I swore. All right, I almost didn't. Poop. All this poop I did. Did horrendous poops. These people are awful individuals. They're the worst of humankind. They're the worst. They're the absolute worst. Let me get through this next bit of a story I want to get through, James, and then we'll see. Yeah, maybe. I guess something else I want to cover. And thank you so much, because it feels like you might have something you want to talk about, right? Something you want to say. So that'd be cool. Jess, I'm stressed. Joe Mama says, Jess, I'm stressed out about it too. I just hope it doesn't turn into a massacre. Okay. So, yeah, you guys are kind of already getting into my wheelhouse here a little bit about what I wanted to cover about Virginia coming up, because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Without being told it's a marker, I would say what's about to go down is a marker in Virginia, right? So they've got a fenced off section within the city where if you enter, you cannot have any gun, probably no weapon, period, but you can't. You can't have it and go in there. And apparently, and most of you guys know this, but evidently, there were 7 busfuls of Antifa thugs that showed up, you know, that were brought to this rally, that apparently are wearing NRA hats and are supposed to infiltrate. And there's just a lot of suspect stuff that's going on, that's coming up, that they're talking about. Not just, it's not like one person. It's, and I'm starting to hear a lot of people say, because the people that are not inside this fenced area are absolutely 100% legal with their permits and stuff to open carry. So the thought that I was hearing, and I'll reiterate it because it sounds good, but it makes sense that nobody that's there for the reason of sticking up for the rights should give up their weapon and go walk in where there's no protection. Just stay out of there altogether. You're doing your protest. You're showing everybody that you're there for your rights. So why take a weapon out that you're legal to carry because you're walking into a fenced area? That's where the shit's supposed to probably jump off. I swore again. Not doing good at this game. I think I'm almost too old to care. I'm trying, though. I promise you I'm trying. I definitely am trying to not let any F-bombs go. Those aren't good for a show. Maybe every once in a great while. Maybe. So I say don't go into the fenced off area. Just stay out. If you're there for the right reasons, stay out of there. Because that's got to be where stuff's going to jump off, right? Is where they don't have weapons. Let Antifa sitting there and just play with each other, whatever. Whatever. What are we praying for? There was 8 busloads. Dang. I'm sure a lot of them do. Just what's up, food stamp? Good work, Bill. Bill is on the job, food stamp. I'm on the job, man. Yeah, I think so, James. Yeah. So Tuesday is when the impeachment is picking back up. Tuesday, I will, for one, I'm just such a political nerd these days. I wasn't always this way, I promise you. Not ever. But they're gonna start airing them, so I'll watch them. Just like I watch, all the House impeachment crap. It was terrible to watch. It was just not good. The only good part about watching that stuff was knowing that you were just watching people from the left just lie and fabricate and try to paint a narrative that is unbecoming of the president. And it's so blatant when you're awake. It's almost entertaining to watch. Now, if this all turns out to not go the right way, then you can take the word entertainment and entertaining to watch and turn that into a horror show. Terrible. But I don't think it's going to go down that way. I think it's going to go down the right way. I think we're about to enter a golden age in the history of mankind. A golden era. I don't know how long that lasts, but it feels like the world's awake and we got the right guy at the right position right now. And someday, without a doubt, there will be a woman that is the president of the United States. It will. But the hope is, the prayer is that they will be, regardless, into the recalibrated direction of the United States, which is the correct direction, which is what the Constitution states. It's probably the most brilliant document outside of the Bible to ever be printed. It really is. They put up every blockade they could under the law so that we would never get to the point where they could take this law from us. And we almost let it happen. In fact, most of us, including me, I would say that we did let it happen. But it started before us. It was long before us. As we spoke about, this isn't a 1-year plan, 10-year plan. These things have been going for a while. And if they're anything, they're patient and they're committed to their plan because they don't care about anybody. They base their entire stance on the globe as caring for people, which everything they do tears people apart, rips families apart, creates trauma within families, creates war, creates debt, buys into the system. Trump is here to smash every illusion that the Democrats have of taking over this world. Trump has come in like a wrecking ball. for reals. I like being on the right side of history. 200 years from now, they might watch a video like this and read your comment and say, you know what? That's the digital soldiers that they spoke about. That's the people. It wasn't one individual. It was a collective, hive-minded thinking that had a heart for the truth and could discern fact from fiction, put together things that made sense, didn't look past the things that mainstream television overlooked to try to brainwash you into not knowing what to believe other than what they said. Good for you. You broke out of the mold that they've been trying to create ever since the television was created. What is it, guys? Programming. They figured they had taken programming to the level they needed to and created enough of a drug epidemic that they could come in and we would watch America wilt before our eyes, right in front of us. And that American spirit that anybody ever felt would have been doused just like that. You got people kneeling for the national anthem even now after Trump's come back. What direction do you think this country was going to be in had the witch gotten into the office? Where do you think we would have been right now? Where would we be with North Korea? Would there be peace on the Korean Peninsula at all? Would we have any kind of discussions with Russia? Would we have put up a fight against China? Or would we be continuing to just kiss their ass and just pour the money into their country? Guys, if you don't understand that they were taking down America from a socialist Marxism way, well, you got homework to do. I'm not here to berate you. You have homework to do. The cold hard facts and reality is that's exactly what they were doing, and they almost got away with it. They almost pulled it off. It came literally down to getting Trump in or her. And had her gotten in there, I'm not saying that the Patriots didn't have a game or a plan B. If they wouldn't have won the election, I mean, they obviously knew what the Democrats were doing, what the deep state was doing. They obviously knew this, right? They knew. They had to have known. They would have never, ever in a million years approached Donald Trump in a serious way to run for president unless they said, we need the right person in the position right now, or this turns into storming the White House. And I think had that been the solution, had Trump not won and they would have did it, man, knowing what we know now, we know that that would have been a good plan B. That people were so asleep. They couldn't awaken enough to see how fucked, I'm sorry, how jammed in the how screwed they were getting. That's better, right? How screwed they were getting. And accepting it, completely accepting the giant rape they were doing on America as a whole. Stripping the wealth, stripping the manufacturing, stripping it all, taking it all out. And now you look at this mixed bag of nuts running to be the Democrat candidate. Give me a break. That's what you're going to put out in front of people? Them? Seriously? What's up, Tony? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not big on reading the chat because then I lose my train of thought. I'm really sorry about that. I'll break off my train of thought. I'll check the chat. What's up? Oh my goodness. Let's get over this. Killery. All right, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this stream right now, but then I'm going to relaunch a new stream because I'm going to just keep this stream as it is. And if you guys want to pop onto the new stream, I'm going to have James Rohrbach give me a call, and then we'll see what's on his mind. All right. So for now, thank you for coming. I'm going to just shut this down and immediately start a new stream, and then we'll call James. Okay? Love you. Thank you for coming, guys. Have a good night. Have faith. Trust the plan. Patriots are in control. It's going to be a hell of a week. It's going to be phenomenal. I love you all. Thank you for coming. Bye.